Hey there. Welcome back to Strategy in Small Doses. How's everybody doing today? I'd love to ask that question. Like, you guys actually are going to answer me live. I would love for one of you to say, like, hey, just listen to your podcast. You asked me how I was doing, and I just wanted to share it with you. Because that's the funny thing about podcasting is that you can put it out there and you know people are listening, and there's only so many stats that you can see. But you really, like, you don't know. Like, they're just numbers, really, or there's certain demographics and things, but you really don't know who's listening. So, that is the one thing I find very difficult about podcasting. So if you're listening and I'm asking you, I hope everybody's doing okay. Tell me what's up. I would love for you to just shoot me a DM and be like, hey, Michelle, just listen to your podcast. You were asking how is doing, so thought I'd answer you. All right. Anyway, I digress. Let's dive in. What are we talking about today? Today, we are talking about selling once, right? And stop giving clients the out. Many of you, I see this all the time. It's coming up a lot in the mastermind conversations that are happening inside the Alliance. Those masterminds are so powerful. I freaking love them. But what's coming up a lot is this, like, you guys, when it comes to sales, okay? When it comes to sales, you're literally giving your clients an out. And what I mean by that is because you're giving them these options. And so I'm going to give you a couple examples because it's the easiest way for me to try to explain it. So for example, I worked with a client. They do they do ballroom dancing. And so one of the things that they were getting a lot of wedding couples coming in wanting to learn like a wedding dance, right? And then once their wedding comes, they don't come back. And she's like, we were trying to figure out how can we retain them, you know? We teach them their wedding dance, they go on their honeymoon, and then we offer them lessons to stay in touch. She's like, because it's so powerful. Like, as couples and in newlyweds, like, dancing is there's so much romance and there's such a connection with it. And it's such a powerful way to start out a marriage. And we want them to come back and we want them to keep dancing. But they don't come back. Once they've done their wedding dance and taken their lessons, they go and they don't come back. And so I said to her, because you're giving them the option, right? Like, they've moved on, okay? And after they've spent their money, they don't have any further money. Like, weddings are expensive. They've gone on their honeymoon. Like, then they're going to give you the excuse of money or they're going to give you the excuse of time. So why not just bundle it in as part of your wedding package? Included in the wedding package, you're not only going to get XYZ number of lessons to learn your wedding dance, but then there's like this honeymoon package included, and it includes a series of 4 or 8 lessons after. We book them out when you get back from your honeymoon to keep the romance, you know what I mean, to keep that spark alive so you can keep dancing, whatever, and sell it once, right? Because they're coming to you, especially in that industry, with a budget, with a wedding budget. They've got money, they're ready to spend, they're ready to buy. So why not just sell them when they're ready to buy, okay? Another example of this, something totally different for those of you listening, most of you are in the freelance, the solopreneur space, online digital world space. So let me give you an example there, is one of the, I think it was a member in the Alliance, and what she was talking about was teaching people this certain framework for growth and marketing and all of that. But one of the things that she gives what she sees as a need is that a lot of people struggle to actually execute and implement. Okay. And a lot of people need that accountability. They want that group. They want to be able to, they need that, like, hey, what do you think about this? Or like, they need that extra push, right, to execute. Like, it's best laid plans are great, but the execution piece is where they fall flat. And so she was selling them on this package, and I think it was like a 6-week package. I don't know, maybe I could be making that up. Doesn't matter. But it was like this package, and then once they completed that, oh, by the way, if then after you're done, you want to maintain some accountability through the execution phase, then maybe you can buy these accountability packages or these sessions or co-working or something like that. It was like a group format. The same thing. Why not just include it? If you know the needs of your client and you know the needs of the industry, and people are telling you that one of their biggest struggles is execution and staying accountable, and like, people don't pay a lot of times to be held accountable. Like, they'll always come up with an excuse of like, oh no, I can do it myself, or oh no, I've got a biz bestie, right? So again, same thing. This is about knowing what the clients need to get the best results. Bundle it all in. Don't even give them the option, because when given the option, 90% of the time they will opt out. All right. So include it in. So it was like a 6-week program and then 6 weeks of accountability and co-working sessions. And you can bundle it in, make sure your pricing is accurate, right? But again, it then becomes like here, and you can then sell it differently. Like, right, we're going to teach you everything. And then one of the biggest issues I've seen is people come through this program and they don't execute. And so now we've got these accountability and co-working sessions to hold you accountable, to ask your questions, right? Like your sales process becomes so much different. And again, it's, you can then speak to the client. We already know you can speak to their biggest objection. I already know that your biggest struggle is going to be the execution piece. And so I'm going to make sure to hold you accountable to it. And that's included in the package. Sell once. They're coming to you ready to buy. They're coming to you with a problem. Sell once. Don't piecemeal this all together. Don't say like, okay, here's step 1, here's step 2, here's step 3. It opens up too much opportunity for them to change their mind, for them to opt out, for them to co-chop, bounce from one person to the next, for the, and then they don't get the results. Then they get pissed off. You're not making where you're not thrilled with that. Like, just bundle it in. There's so many ways that you can do this. It doesn't mean you have to lock them into big long term, but give them enough. And then, right, so maybe you include 6 accountability sessions, and if they want to keep it after that, then it becomes optional, right? Because now you've sold them on the value of having the accountability, having the value of the implementation, etc. So whatever that looks like for you. But bundle it in, sell once. Stop giving people the option to opt out, all right? Because the second you give them the option to opt out, they're going to opt out. 90% of the time they will. It's just human nature. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but think about your own buying habits, right? We've all been there. If somebody says, okay, you can buy this one, and then yeah, if you need it, you can add this on, or hey, we'll come back, or afterwards. 90% of the time, I mean, just our own buying habits, so much can change in such a short time. And so why not just get them while they're there? Because again, it's you standing in the ownership of what you know they need and how they're going to get the best results. This is about you portraying to them and creating the value around, these are the results you're desiring, and in order to do that, here is what you need. It's not optional. Stop making things optional. All right. It's okay to bundle them in. This is not a slimy sales tactic by any means. This is you delivering to the client what is going to get them the best result. 100%. And also catching them when they have their credit card ready. All right. That is the thing. Like, because we've all been there. The second we have them out, we get distracted. We don't come back to it. It could be like not intentional, but we do it. It's just human nature. So figure out what that looks like. If you know they need those accountability, if you know they're going to need the membership, if you know they're going to need more sessions, don't even give them the option. Just make it a part of your package. All right. I'll talk to you soon.